Hi, welcome to Antiques Down Under, our television program on antiques and collectibles.
We're searching for incredible collections, priceless rarities and curious artefacts. And along the way, we'll meet some people with the most unbelievable treasures.
Coming up on Antiques Down Under, Gregory visits the D'Arenberg Cube, Chester Osborn's world of art and wine.
A military collector brings out the big guns. Then it's off to the Adelaide Town Hall, where Claudia catches up with the Lord Mayor.
And still at the Town Hall, Gregory catches up with Councillor Martin to discuss the art of Colonel William Light.
So this art piece here represents the conscious biosphere, one of our wines, and it's actually a big light that I got from the Hilton or Hyatt through an auction house. And you can see a couple of blokes at the bottom there having a drink and looking over their brain. And you can see all the planes all travelling around the world. Actually, you can see the earth wire there with Australia being part there. And actually the rest of the earth wire is a kitten and the toy is actually Australia. But one of the planes has actually got a COVID mask on and has crashed, and this represents what's happened to the airline industry during COVID, of course. And we're now conscious of our biosphere so much more because of COVID, I suppose.
I'm with Chester Osborn at the D'Arenberg Cube, and Chester is an eclectic collector and turns things into magic items, and he's going to show us his collection today. Chester?
Oh, great, yeah. Well, here we are in the D'Arenberg Cube. This is, yeah, thank you. It's my art gallery, I suppose you'd call it, really. And wine tasting and restaurant and whatever else. But yeah, it's full of creations that I've put together that I've got from auction houses and whatever. Put them together to tell little stories of the D'Arenberg story and individual products that I make. Well, here we are with a few more art pieces that I've collected from the auction houses. And these ladies here represent an art piece called Game Dining for Kids. Fine dining really only started in the 1850s in Paris and in London, and they represent the ladies going to these dining fine restaurants. And actually they were quite frowned upon in restaurants because they would often get drunk and accost the men for soliciting business and whatever, so they were petitioned off often. But now, of course, it's the men who get all unruly and whatever. But they're sitting in these high chairs and with all these board games behind them, representing that it's going to be a lot of fun and you're going to turn into a big kid. So this art piece here is called Who You're Going to Call When You've Got 19 Dead Arms. This is about our dead arm wine, which is our most popular Shiraz. And there's 19 dead arms all scattered around here, including this one here, the coat of arms all stuck onto the coat. And this is the original coat of arms that we had, that the D'Arenberg Palace in Europe got upset with in the 1970s, so we came up with a new coat of arms. And so there's masses of these objects, maybe 100 of these art pieces scattered around in the D'Arenberg Cube, so come and have a look at them.
Now, Chester, tell us about this one.
Okay, yeah, this one's about the Footbolt Shiraz that we make. And here he is consuming a Footbolt Shiraz and driving the V6 engine with it in this go-kart, and it's on horses' chess pieces because Footbolt was a horse that my great-grandfather had. He sold all the horses in 1912 to buy the property, and so he's quite quirky. He's got teeth made of shells and a little grill here, and the purse here is the mouth, and irrigation fittings. He's a quirky little guy.
Incredible piece.
Well, it's time to get a drink.
I think it's about time.
We've nearly finished, so let's have a look at this game and work out what we're going to drink.
Great. Come on, Chester.
Cheers. So this is the D'Arenberg wheel, and each of the wines are represented by an object on here. So give it a spin to see which wine you're going to try. Oh, there we are. It's toothpicks and an ecstasy tablet. Pixie, it's actually Panadol. But the wild pixie is what you're going to try. It's not going to give you that much of a boost.
No, it's not, is it?
Come on then, let's go and get it.
Let's have a wild pixie. Well, gentlemen, this is a little secret section. What is this item?
Little pig. Well, I would say it was probably something you hung around your neck.
Well, we have another guinea pig for our What Is It section of the program. We have this item here.
My goodness.
Can you tell me what it is?
Okay, it's a pig. He would dangle from a chain, perhaps a watch chain. He has a small opening in his snout, and he opens up, and he's a syringe.
Syringe. Interesting.
Siphoning up something.
What do you think this is, ladies?
Oh, can I have a...
Be very careful.
Very careful. Well, it obviously hangs off something.
Yes.
Oh, it has a little hole in the
It
end.
does, doesn't it?
Yeah, so
I wonder. Let me show
something...
you
Oh, I've got no idea. Something
idea?
that's...
Comes off, doesn't it?
Anyway.
Pull this out here.
Oh, for...
Is that a pencil?
Is it a pencil? Is it lead?
Do you want to guess the mystery object? Head to our Facebook and Instagram pages to enter.
I'm here with Reg, and in his time, he's come across some very impressive weaponry. Reg, thanks for letting me have a peek at this amazing collection.
You're welcome, Cece. Nice to see you again. And I managed to source what I think is a couple of nice pieces I'd like you to have a look at.
Now, first of all, I want to start with a very special rifle that was owned by royalty.
The Maharaja of Mysore, who, of course, in his time was quite a powerful man in India and very wealthy to go along with it.
Yes.
He had this in his possession when the Prince of Wales, who later became Edward VII, did a tour of India and stopped with him for several days. And they had these type of weapons which they took when they went out hunting, and they shot everything that moved from field mice upwards. It's a very nice weapon, complete with all the accessories to reload cartridges, keep it clean, and of course the case itself is done in crocodile skin.
I'm fascinated by this set of dueling pistols. Tell me about these.
They are a true English set of dueling pistols, and that particular set was given to a man on his 21st birthday who later became Sir Peter Ballou, and his father gave them to him in 1815.
Now, it's an interesting 21st birthday gift because he's a setting dueling pistols. And with dueling pistols, honour is satisfied, sir.
Yes.
And his son may not make it to the 22nd birthday.
Everyone of note, apparently, at those times in England, the debt of honour, of course, was everything. It was a status symbol, I suppose. It's a bit like who's got the biggest Mercedes in the street now.
Now, you're not going to pop that in your pocket. This is
No.
1800s.
Yes, 1820s. A large self-protection one that a gentleman would have carried if he was out in the coach going somewhere, because there may have been tearaways around that attempted to hold the coach up. Or, of course, he would have kept it in the house for burglars.
So if somebody breaks into your house, how long does it take to load this thing so we can apprehend that?
Most likely he would have had it primed, for want of a better word, ready to start from scratch, several minutes. And knowing what to do as well was a big help.
Exactly. So, hang on a sec, I'm just not quite ready.
That's right.
Oh, you got to wait. Now, Reg, something a little larger in the firepower department here. We've got a cannon.
Yes, a small cannon carried by a merchant ship. The trip that I'm interested in is that it came on board the ship the Eden, which the name is engraved on it, came to Adelaide in June 1838. It was found abandoned, thrown away, disused in the sandhills on the seafront not far from Glenelg many years ago. So I suppose, as with all old ships and old men, they just get discarded when time catches up with them. Yes, it was discovered brought and looked after for years, and a nice old man who I knew had it like this inside the house, and on retirement his wife didn't want to take it to a smaller house, so I've ended up with it.
The interesting thing is it's a ship's cannon from the 1800s.
Yes.
It's quite small.
And it would certainly frighten heck out of if the captain said, if you don't get off my boat, I'll sink your canoe or your little rowboat. and that's what it was, just a little small self-protection weapon as against the big guns on the man-of-wars of that time.
I'm here in the beautiful Queen Adelaide room in Adelaide Town Hall, and I'm with the Lord Mayor of this fair city, Lord Mayor Sandy Verschaw. Now, it's recently been refurbished.
Yes, we did it as part of our 175th anniversary celebrations, and we took it back to the original design, which was never completed when they built the hall.
Was it always the Queen Adelaide room?
No, it was named the Queen Adelaide room when Queen Elizabeth visited us in 1954. So before that, it was actually the Lady Mayoress's chambers, and before that, it was called the Exchange Room.
Queen Adelaide. What a remarkable woman.
Yeah, I'm so pleased to be in a city that's named after a woman. Of course, we celebrate her birthday every year, and we invite all of the Adelaides from Adelaide and from around the country to come and join us for a celebration. Yeah, and I had the oldest Adelaide join us this year, and she turned 101 on the day. It was absolutely gorgeous.
The thing I love about Queen Adelaide was that she was such a very generous woman. Here she is married to King William IV. He has 10 illegitimate children with his mistress, an Irish actress, and sadly they couldn't, the children that they had all died in infancy. So she raises these 10 children with the king.
She was extraordinary, and having gone through so many miscarriages herself.
That's right.
And Princess Charlotte, I think, was the only one that lasted to a toddler and then died. So,
sad.
But you know, her favourite niece was Queen Victoria. Well, Victoria, who later became the Queen. And I really talked about her spirit actually and her values, because she did so much work in England at the time, and that was the Great Reform period too. So around child labour and education and orphanages, and she spent a lot of, did a lot of charitable work and spent a lot of their funds in trying to actually look after the children in the country. This painting here was loaned to us from the Royal Collection in 1953, and this portrait was painted in 1849. Have you seen my secret window?
Can I have a look at your secret window?
So when they were doing up the building and the room, they left this little window to the past.
Ooh!
So this is the original, the original wall.
But interestingly, you've moved away so greatly from the, drab colours than this very, very vibrant, rich blue.
Yes, and they did actually spend a lot of time looking at the colours of the time period and what would work in terms of this room, and paying real tribute to Queen Adelaide.
I'm so pleased you brought me into this room. I feel like I'm in the secret, sacred chamber. So this is the council chambers. What a magnificent room.
It is. This one wasn't part of the original hall. So the land from the hall was bought for 12 shillings. I love that.
I think even I could afford that.
And I think it cost £20,000 to build the original hall, which was designed by Edmund Wright and built by Thomas English, and they were both former Lord Mayors.
So when you're sitting in this room, some of the chairs are original from the 1880s.
They are. So this was added on in the early 80s, early 1880s, I think. I actually didn't realise till not so long ago that we were sitting in the original chairs, and I'm going to have to be very careful. That chair is the heaviest chair in Adelaide, I swear. So it's...
and that's your chair, Lord Mayor.
That's my chair.
It's a pretty impressive chair.
Yeah, so we make all the decisions for the city in this chamber, and has been the way for, 178 years.
There's a lot of gentlemen looking down on us.
There are. The forefathers and the great explorers. So lots of prominent South Australians here. But one very important woman, Queen Elizabeth II. So she graces our chamber with her presence every council meeting.
Well, we have Queen Elizabeth in the room. we have you in the room as the Lord Mayor, and we also have just visited Queen Adelaide. So I think there's some strong females in these halls.
I'm here this afternoon with Councillor Philip Martin and the Adelaide City Council looking at Colonel William Light's collection. What can you tell us about Colonel William Light?
Oh, Gregory, he was a fascinating character. He had a military background. In fact, he went into the military at a very young age, 13 or 14, distinguished himself in battle, particularly in Europe, was a veteran of a couple of campaigns in Spain, went back to England, and then went out to what was then faraway Egypt. And there he met Egyptian royalty, and he was charged with the task of building a navy for Egypt. And so he went back to England and ordered the ships, and by the time he got back, royalty had run off with his wife. He then applied for the top job running South Australia. It was called Commissioner. Well, they passed over him, and that was a great disappointment. But then they offered him the job of Surveyor-General, the job of designing the city of Adelaide. And we are so lucky he got the gig, because he's created a city that's really quite different. It is surrounded by parkland, as we say, designed for life.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful city to live in and visit.
Oh, and look, he gave us this city which has this parkland. The lungs of the city, as the parklands are, provide us with not only, you know, all of that beautiful greenery. I think this is one of the most beautiful cities in the world, and Colonel Light is the man we need to thank.
That's one of the easiest cities to get around in, isn't it?
He prescribed the exact width of every road, every laneway, and some curious things about it as well. For example, and I'm sure you've heard, he wouldn't allow a street to have the same name crossing King William Street, because he wouldn't allow anyone to cross the King. Extraordinary.
And King William Street is one of the widest main thoroughfares of any capital city in Australia, isn't it?
It is, it is. It is to the eternal shame, I think, of early Adelaide that Light was never credited with the job he did. In fact, at the time, there were more critics than there were people who thought he'd done a good job. It wasn't until long after his death that everybody thought, wow, what a job this guy's done.
He also had another side to his life, his art. And a lot of people don't know about that, do they?
No, and isn't it extraordinary that somebody could be a military man, a naval man, a surveyor-general, a politician in many ways, and an artist. And the way he captured early Adelaide is quite remarkable, such that it was copied.
Yes, it was copied so many times, and we have a copy here today.
Show me.
This was a copy done in 1886 for the 50-year celebration of Adelaide, and exhibited at exhibition buildings on North Terrace, which unfortunately no longer exist.
Yep.
And here in the Adelaide City Council book is another print of one of the copies, and it was copied, a lot of his work was copied quite a lot.
So the copy is not the same as the original?
No, every copy had something missing from it. And we can note in this one, we've got no birds, it is a different angle, and there's birds in this one. I've seen a few other works that have been copied, and one of them in particular was copied back in England, and the English artist took all the dead gum trees out because he didn't like dead trees.
Well, as you don't.
No, you don't. Well, we don't, but that was the flavour of Australia. It was really showing what South Australia was like, the Australian beauty of the landscape.
He was certainly a great man.
Yep. We're very, very lucky to have had him design a city for life.
Michael, please, this has stumped everybody. What is it?
Well, I've had this for probably 20 years in a little box in the shop.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that what this is, as you can see, it's got a movement. It's a Pickpocket snare.
A pickpocket snare.
For catching a pickpocket.
How fantastic.
So you'd have your watch attached to this end.
Yep.
You'd have the other end attached to your watch chain, and then somebody would go into your pocket and give it a yank. And of course, when they gave it a yank, the little things would come out and stick right into your fingers.
Ah, because they're pulling.
Because this would be in here like
That's
this.
there, and they're pulling
Yeah.
against it.
Yeah, against
like
it,
that.
and it would be causing all sorts of issues. So that's what I think it is.
I like
and
it.
it's the only thing I can think it is. So
A pickpocket snare.
yes, yeah.
Who'd have thought?
There's always something different, isn't there?
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
a beauty. You had us stumped.
Yeah, good.
Thank you.
Did anybody get it? No? No? Okay.
Next time on Antiques Down Under, I visit St Peter's Cultural Centre, where an old building has been given a new lease of life. Claudia catches up with Adelaide auctioneer Mark Duplessis. And I visit one of Adelaide's treasures, the Mortlock wing of the State Library.
And I discover 4 generations of family recipes.
Claudia, did you know that Adelaide was named one of the most livable cities in the world?
Such a rich history and so many stories to tell. We'll see you next time on Antiques Down Under.